How did you learn your child had passed away? I was supposed to call Noah at 7:30 like I did every single night for 3 years. Same time, same routine. We'd talk about his soccer practice, his weird space documentaries, or whatever drama was happening at school. But my boss kept me late that Wednesday fixing some stupid system crash. I kept looking at my phone. 7:42, 7:45, 7:53. Figured I'd just call when I got home. By the time I left the office, it was almost 10 p.m. My phone had 2 missed calls from a number I didn't recognize and one from my ex-wife, Rachel, then another. My hands started shaking before I even played the voicemail. It was garbled at first, screaming in the background. Rachel's voice cracking, sobbing. "Jacob, he's not breathing. I called 911. Where were you? Where the hell were you?" I drove to the hospital in complete silence. No music, no radio, just the sound of my turn signal clicking and my heart pounding in my ears. When I got there, a nurse in pink scrubs pulled me aside before I could even find Rachel. "We did everything we could," she said. "We tried for 30 minutes. Noah had been eating dinner when he just collapsed. Rachel thought he was choking at first. Started hitting his back, trying to get him to cough. But then his eyes rolled back and he went completely limp. She called 911 while trying CPR she learned from some YouTube video years ago. EMTs arrived in 6 minutes. He was already in cardiac arrest. Undiagnosed heart condition. Something about his electrical system being off since birth. The doctor used words like sudden cardiac death and no way to predict it. But I stopped listening after he said Noah was gone. I stood in that hospital hallway, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, holding my phone. The missed call was time-stamped 7:31 p.m. 1 minute after our usual time. 1 minute after I should have been there, talking to him about whatever random thing was on his mind. I replayed that voicemail probably 100 times over the next few weeks. Rachel screaming, sirens in the background, and that horrible moment where she realizes I'm not picking up. I started wondering crazy things, like maybe if he'd heard my voice during that last minute, it would have helped him stay conscious. Or at least he wouldn't have been scared. The guilt ate at me like acid. I quit my job 2 weeks later, just walked into my boss's office and said I was done. He tried to argue, said the company needed me, but I told him exactly where he could shove his system crashes. Stopped answering most texts from friends. Stopped going out completely. I moved to a smaller apartment with a skylight. Noah always said he wanted to be an astronaut, so I figured maybe he'd like seeing stars through it. Sounds stupid now, but grief makes you think weird things. Rachel and I started talking more after the funeral. Not about getting back together, just about Noah. She told me she blamed herself for not knowing about his heart. I told her I blamed myself for not being there when she called. We both cried a lot during those conversations. The worst part wasn't the funeral or cleaning out his room. It was 7:30 p.m. every single day after that. My phone would just sit there, silent. No Noah calling to tell me about some documentary he watched about black holes. No complaining about his math teacher, just silence. I tried calling his phone once, about a month later. Rachel still had his line active. It went straight to voicemail. His voice saying, "Hey, you've reached Noah, leave a message and I'll get back to you." I hung up before the beep.